Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today is episode 13, I think. And today's topic, you don't live once, you die once. So don't wait to flourish. It's a topic I wanted to talk about for a while now because, the idea that you only live once is a bit scary. Or, how people say, YOLO, you only live once. A friend of mine, um, he told me that you don't live once, you die once. So go live. And that really struck me when he told me that. And I just wanted to talk about it and share my thoughts on it and maybe teach you guys something, or just give some solicit advice, I guess. So don't wait for life to go your way. Life isn't handed to you, or your ideal version of life that you want to live is not just handed to you. It's not, just gifted by the gods. I mean, there are some people that aren't really lucky, like, maybe winning the lottery and they want to be rich, but it's not handed to you. You have to actively go for it. You have to actively chase it. And to me, actively chasing something, especially when it comes to, a higher state of oneself or just a better life in general, there's rewardment in that. There's fulfillment in that. You have something to go after, so therefore it gives you meaning. You die once, so go live. It's a simple word or simple sentence. It has a lot of impact. You die once, so go live. Stop waiting for life to happen. You die once, live a life full of, fun moments, regretful moments, silly moments. Just go live, make life more lively, because you're in control of your life. You don't wait for life to happen. It's not that you feel powerless, it's that your mind isn't used to going to do things, like, especially with procrastination, which I talk about a lot. Procrastination is very bad. Live to not regret moments. Like, for example, if your friend asks you to go, I don't know, swimming or something, and you don't, but they seem to have a lot of fun afterwards, like, I regret not going. Go do it. You only get that exact moment once. You get that exact, like, I guess, modifiers once. Like, you don't get that exact moment again. And what I mean by don't live to not regret moments is go live life where you feel like you got everything out of it. You got the fulfillment and the fullest out of every moment. That's important, especially when trying to have a meaningful life. You need to try your best in trying to just have every moment where you can be like, hey, I was happy that I did this. Life isn't waiting at some finish line, it's happening right now. It's what I'm trying to say with life isn't handed to you. It's happening right now. You are the life. You are the life happening within you. You are that person in control. You are the life. So if you feel like your life isn't meaningful or it's not eventful, there's so much you can do. So much. Like, you could try gardening, try new hobbies, go make new connections with people, ask weird questions. Like, for example, I work at Walmart, and I always say, hey, how are you? But I wanted to switch it up a bit. So I started asking people that were older than me, if you had any advice for someone my age, what would it be? And I got to learn about people through that way. I got to learn about, a lot of things. And I'm going to probably do that again today because I work again. But anyways, don't live a life where outside choices and opinions are dictating your life. It's a waste of time to conform to it. It's like that puppet on a strings idea. Like, don't conform to people's ideas and choices just to meet someone's expectations of you. Life is all about living the life you want to live. I made a video about this. I think it was the second or third episode. Obviously I have a lot of improvement, but don't just, if you feel like your life is being dictated by choices and opinions, let go of those negative people. If they aren't allowing you to live a life you want to live, because friends are people that benefit you. I don't think friends are people that just keep you at the same level or bring you down. Friends are people that bring you up in life. They make you a better person actively. So don't live a life where you feel like you're conforming to people's opinions and choices, because that's not fun. Life is about experiencing, not following. Don't follow people's advice, like not advice. Don't follow people's like ideas. Like don't like. I guess my best example is instead of following a trend, follow something that gives you, fulfillment. Like experience it for yourself. Like rather than watching a YouTube video about, hiking, go hike for yourself. Go first-handedly experience it. And that's what makes life more enjoyable because you're actively experiencing it. You're intaking this information constantly, and it's new. It's not something that is already intaked. It's not second or third hand information. True living can be found in deep conversation, romanticizing the small moments, and being present. I completely agree with this. I think deep conversations are most important because I think deeper conversations lead to deeper bonds. Obviously it requires vulnerability, but you know, learning about people is something that I'm passionate about. I love to learn about people. I love to, just receive new knowledge about people because I find fulfillment in that. And romanticizing the small moments is like, oh, I remember that one time, like nostalgic talks with your friends. Like, remember when we were 8, we did that, like, stuff like that, small moments. And being present is also really important because being present, you're not preoccupied by the past or the future. You're in the now. You're not like you're being respectful to the person in front of you or the person who you are. Like you're being respectful to yourself being in the present because you're not giving unnecessary stress or depression due to, something that happened in the past or the future. Chase things that genuinely spark your curiosity. You know, you usually when you try to find your path in life, people change it a lot, especially in college. They change their majors and stuff. But I think life is you have to do something that sparks your curiosity. That's something that is like, wow, that's really interesting and I like doing this. And for me, that would be running or filming. I like these two things. These things spark my, curiosity. They make me happy. They make my life more fulfilled because when I do them, I feel so much more, better as a person. I feel like I've got like rewarded out of it, and that's good. Life is about the journey, not the destination. That's really generic, but it really is about the journey. I mean, the destination is cool, but like you shouldn't be preoccupied on the destination because you're not allowing yourself to enjoy the journey. Like I'll take an analogy of a hike. During the destination of the hike or the journey of the hike, you get to see these little things, small things. Maybe see an animal on the trail or see a cool rock formation. But if you're not preoccupied on that hike is not going to be filled with little moments that you can enjoy. You're just, I mean, yeah, obviously at the end of the destination, it's a rewarded because you get an amazing view, but it's also the journey is important because it can slowly shape you who you are as a person. And just focusing on the destination is not, I guess you could technically say it's not being in the present because the destination's in the future. It's completely fine to not have it all figured out in life. It's all right, that's what life is about, is being in these states of I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know who I am. I don't know where to go. That's all right. You're not alone in that. And it's completely fine not to figure it out because if you had everything figured out, there would be no growth in everything. There would be nothing to be like, okay, I figured this out. Now what? There's no like, I guess, adventure you could take on because if you ever have everything figured out, which obviously is good because humans naturally crave clarity in things, but it's also just being unsure of things can be somewhat beautiful in a way. Procrastination leads to a life of non-action, thus leading to less fulfilled living, thus leading to a less fulfilled life of unique moments and experiences. Sorry for the stuttering. I think procrastination and laziness is sort of the same thing. You can argue that, but I'm not I can argue with myself. When you're procrastinating, you're not actively taking those things that you want to achieve. For example, if I say like I want to start a business. I imagine it instead of actually taking action. That's living a life of non-action, and non-action leads to, no moments or experiences to intake because you're not taking action. And if you don't believe you have the action, you do. Anything's possible when you set your mind to it. Obviously, when you're in that state, it's a lot easier said than done, but anything's possible. You just really got to try. And just allow yourself to, enjoy those little moments and experiences along the way when having a life full of action. Death is a single event. Living is a daily practice, so adapt this mindset. I completely agree. Death is one event. Living is, what I'm doing. I'm me right now. I'm living, I'm talking, I'm a breathing human being. I'm living, I'm making moments, experiences through this. And if you adapt the mindset of you live every day rather than you live once, life will be more, I guess, brighter, more opportunities of fulfillment and growth. And that's important. Passively existing can make you fall into the routine of waiting. So don't wait for the right moment. It's right in front of you. Agree with that. Don't passively exist to make just to exist, Existing is the opportunity to make moments and experiences happen, because that's what life is about. If you had no moments and experiences, what would life be? You would just be existing with nothing to really, I guess, ponder about or, reminisce about or wait for. And that sounds really boring. Let go of other people's expectations so you can thrive and authentically experience. Letting go of other people's expectations can allow you to thrive and authentically experience, because once again, you're not meeting people's expectations to the point where you're not authentically living. It's like there's somewhat like psychologically, meeting people's expectation is what you connect to. Like, there's probably a void within you or something that is not like completely solved, because if you're constantly trying to meet people's expectations, more on like the relationship and bond, not like economically thing, like with a job, there's something probably really like something wrong. And if you feel like you're in that state, obviously try to like talk to a psychiatrist or anything. But hopefully what I'm saying is trying to help you guys. I don't know. Waiting, making life feel worthwhile is the ultimate goal. Living and you don't feel like it's worthwhile, especially when you put effort, costs, and you just feel like you put a lot into something, especially if it's like a hobby or some type of goal, and it's not worthwhile, then what's the point of it? The ultimate goal in life is to do something what making you feel like it gave you meaning, it gave you something to be happy about. Connect with the people that make life more lively. Connect with people that make your life more positive. Friends that are positive, that bring you up daily, and that makes more life lively. You don't want to have friends that bring you down and make it dull. That can reflect to you and influence your life, and then you're not living a life that you want to live. Unless you want to live a life with dull moments and dull friends, I mean, by all means, go ahead. But for me, I don't. You hold the key to a better life and have the power to unlock this satisfaction of a life well lived. You have the key to a better life. You just have to go for it and have that, intention of having a better life. You have the power to unlock satisfaction to a a well-lived life, because you're in the power of it. Your life is you right now. You are alive. You are right now. I know that may not make sense, but you are right now living. And if you don't feel fulfilled, change it. Change your surroundings. Change your mindset. Obviously, it's not as easy as me saying it, but obviously, small steps can lead to big impacts. Life is short. What must be done now. If you have something in mind and it's not like, it's not like time oriented, or like it has to be done in like, I don't know, years later. if it's something that like isn't goal oriented, but you want to get it done, go do it now. If you have the time, go do it now. You always have the time because you're living right now. Obviously, with people working and other things, it can be a little busy, but whatever you think must be done, do it now because you could die tomorrow. And obviously, that would suck. I hope no one watching this video dies tomorrow. I hope you guys live a long, healthy, you know, rejuvenating life where you feel like it was worthwhile. And I'm pretty sure everyone watching is gonna have a life where they feel like it was worthwhile. So, wish you guys the best of luck. Being a person without direction is not an excuse to not live. To live is to find direction within one's life. When you feel like it's like connecting with not having everything figured out. If you don't have a direction, that's not an excuse not to live. Living is a, I guess a predetermined intention of finding meaning, finding your direction. That's what life is about. That's why people change their majors all the time. That's why people move. That's why people change and evolve. They want to find the direction, their way, I guess. And life is all about that. That's what to me is like life's meaning, is finding your way, finding your direction. Also, connecting with people. That's something I believe that's a meaning of life. And find your being a person without direction is not an excuse not live. So live and find your direction. Let go of the negative aspects of life that are within your control. Negativity corrupts fulfillment and a life full of unique experiences. Let go of the negative aspects of life that you have in control. Like, for example, certain people, certain hobbies, certain mindsets, certain thoughts, stuff like that. That's within your control. That hey, I can get rid of this to have a more fulfilled life, and doing that thus increases your chances of having a better fulfilled life. Live a life where it completes you and your soul. Live a life where you feel like, hey, me and my soul and who I am as a person, I feel completed doing this. Find a job that you love. Find people that you love that are surrounded by, that uplift you. Find hobbies that interest you, that spark your curiosity. And once again, if you're in that state where you feel like life is not complete, then you haven't found your way. You haven't found your direction. And don't worry, you will eventually will. I feel like it's destined for everyone to find a direction. And you just have to wait sometimes. But also, don't wait for it to happen. If you feel like life is like dull and boring for you, go make a change. Do something new. For people that want to try working out, try working out. People that want to try running, try running. People want to try bowling, try bowling. Art, I don't know. Carpentry, something that you think would be interesting to try. That's what life is about, is trying new things. And intaking more knowledge as a person, because I feel like the more knowledge you have as a person, the wiser you are, I feel like the better you are as a person. And psychology and philosophy and stuff is interesting to me, and that's something that's given me fulfillment. So that's why I'm not gonna say I found my way yet. I feel like I'm still getting there, but I feel like I'm on the right direction. Live a life where to change your outer reality, you have to change your inner reality. Can make life more worth it. If you feel like, once again, if you feel like your reality right now as a person, like your outer reality, you just feel like it sucks, you have to change what's within. It's like the song from Michael Jackson, man in the mirror. You gotta look within yourself to illuminate more positivity onto the world. It's not easy, but it's that simple fact of wanting to have a better life for yourself is self-love, and I think that's important. I talk about it a lot. You're probably gonna hear that a lot in the future videos, but anyways, I just hope that whatever you guys intake from this video helps you guys, especially the people that are dealing with, hey, I don't know, my life I feel like it's worthwhile, it feels sucky. Just remember that you could actively go for something. And obviously trying to get out of the state of people, especially people that are lazy or procrastinators or that have never done that, and fear the unknown. Fearing the unknown is okay. Fear leads to growth, and that's all right. And having these fears can be scary, but it can lead to a more better life, especially if you face those fears and break those walls that are in front of you. Because that's the only way to keep moving forward and growing, is break those, inner constraints of, your mental mind, is to overcome those walls and keep going. And that's good. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's lesson or video. I'm not really a teacher. I don't know why I called it a lesson, but just I hope you guys learned something from this video. Hopefully I'm doing well at this. I think I am. I don't know. And yeah, just remember that if you feel like life is dull, it's not the best right now. It always gets better. You'll eventually find your direction. It just takes time. And if it doesn't, you got to actively go for it. And yeah, anyways, thank you for your time. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you next video. Bye bye.